Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch One. Thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Compressor Extreme World Alarm Valentino Rossi Limited Edition. You can see this one of 946 limited edition on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can also click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time to see our full listing for this watch, with additional accessories included, high-resolution images, and naturally complete pricing information. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that this 2007 SIHH debut is simply an immense timepiece. However, thanks to a bimetallic construction involving quite a bit of titanium alloy, it's actually a fairly light watch on the wrist considering its size. Now I should mention that my wrist is 16 centimeters, and you can see the size of the watch in relation to my wrist. I do own this model in the Tides of Time limited edition, which is physically and dimensionally exactly the same as the Rossi, and I wear that watch on a regular basis with no lack of security and even a good deal of style. So if you're into the big watch, this is going to be right up your alley. If you simply don't like the look of the big watch, that might rule it out, but ergonomics will not be a problem down to a wrist of about 15 centimeters circumference. You can see the watch is thick, there's no question about that. Now it's 46.5 millimeters across the round of the case. That's not including the trigger for the alarm, that's not including the world time adjustment crown, that's not including the compressor crowns. So it actually wears quite a bit larger across the wrist, almost like a 48 or a 49 from side to side, from 9 to 3. Now in terms of the outright thickness of the watch, again, chunky, 15.5 millimeters from lug to lug, 53.5 millimeters. This is not one that's going to disappear on your wrist, and make no mistake, with this many yellow accents and the Rossi branding as well as a carbon fiber dial, this isn't one that's meant to disappear under a shirt cuff. Now I will say that because the unique Rossi strap has no conforming end piece, that is, it's not pinned against the flank of the case, you can easily pull it down around the wrist. I have a strap much like that on mine. It does feature a little bit of curvature to echo the curve of the case, but again, it's not pinned against the flank, so you can pull it straight down. It's a very substantial strap. Contrasting stitched, double stitched, you can see the sheer cut flank shows just how thick this strap really is. It is very substantial. Honestly, it feels big enough and tough enough to last years. Now it's matched by a superb satin finished JLC titanium double deployant clasp. This is a good one because it makes it a little bit easier to wear the watch on a small wrist. Just having those two folds rather than the one big up and over means it's a lot less likely to pinch skin and catch your wrist if you're buckling the strap right down to the last loop. Now the bottom line is that the watch is simply a standout on the basis of size and design alone, and that's before we even get to the Rossi specific content. You can see the assembly of the case. It's effectively a titanium inner case, and you can see it on the flanks. It's a titanium inner case that cradles within a steel outer case. Now there are shock absorbers mounted between the two cases to provide exceptional shock resistance. I've worn my Tides of Time while mountain biking. JLC said you could, so I tested it, and you know what? The watch was still running fine afterwards, so I've taken the risk with mine, and I can report that the watch lives up to its billing from Le Sentier. Now it also features a unique combination of special functions. First and foremost, since we're talking about ergonomics and fit, the unique pull tab lug system. You simply pull the tab on the bottom of the case and you release the lugs. You can see to good effect how that works from the side. The nice thing about it is that it requires no real compromise in your strap selection. You're not locked into some sort of proprietary strap interface because the watch uses conventional pin bars. So any strap that will take the correct size pin bar and has the correct lug spacing will fit on this watch. It does not have to be proprietary. Moving inboard, you can see one of the watch's signature features is the on-off alarm function, and you can hear the difference that the hanging gong makes inside the case. It has exceptional duration. When fully wound, it will ring for about 20 seconds. And believe me, it's loud enough to wake you up. That being the ultimate criterion for selecting an alarm watch, it definitely passes that bar. Now, the watch features a unique world time function with certain elements of the dial highlighted by signature Rossi yellow. You can also see that a number of Moto Grand Prix circuits have been added in lieu of the conventional reference cities of the 24 time zone chapter ring that's used for referencing the world time function. Now, I'm in Miami, so you can see at 6 o'clock, the index is set to New York because that's my time zone, that's US Eastern. Now you can see how if I look just counterclockwise of the index at 6, I can see 16. So effectively, we're past 4 p.m. Likewise, you can see the hands just past 4 p.m. Once you have your reference city set, you can simultaneously view the time in any of the world's primary 24 time zones. Now, also important to note is that 46 at center simply can't be missed. It's a love-hate feature. You're either going to love it for the color and the lively personality it gives the watch. Again, if you're a Rossi fan, it's probably manna from heaven, or you're going to revolt against it. But this is definitely a love-hate timepiece that's not afraid to call itself as much. The combination of yellow, black, and white is simply scintillating in combination with the silver elements of the case. Now, the dial does feature a carbon fiber base that you can see to good effect as I turn it in the light box. It's also important to note that this is a subtle effect. Unlike the yellow highlights, this is one that only comes out at certain angles relative to the light. Now you can see that the alarm function itself, which is accessed from the crown at 2 o'clock, features a double digital indication system. So the hours and the minutes move at different speeds across their aperture. And it makes setting this watch a lot more precise than previous Memovox references because you can always nail the hour and usually the minute to about 5 minutes. That's very precise for any alarm timepiece. Now the watch also has a quick set date, and this caliber 912 was part of the first family of JLC Memovox automatics to actually have a quick set date function. It does hack. It is based on some of the auto tractor, the caliber 975 technology, so it's free sprung, unidirectional winding, ceramic rotor bearings, spire cut train wheels. So everything about the watch is the latest standard from JLC, right down to the hanging gong. It has a 45-hour power reserve, 315 parts, and it does have 23 jewels constructed entirely in-house, not just free-sprung, but with a laser-welded hairspring at the stud and the collet. You can't see it, but what you can see is the Rossi commemorative caseback, noting 946 examples in this edition, and you can see the beautifully rich lacquered 46, Rossi's signature number on the caseback. This is a watch that's not afraid to be different. First of all, yellow. It's always going to be avant-garde. It's always going to be a little risque and provocative on a luxury watch. Second, identifying the watch so closely with a single sporting personality. But Rossi truly is the Michael Schumacher of the Moto Grand Prix world. If anyone in contemporary or historic Grand Prix motorcycling deserved a watch of this scale and this persona, it's definitely Valentino Rossi. And you can see why on our website, watchyouwant.com.